Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So as promised, I am doing a flip of my completed Stalogy. So this is only part 2. I already finished one notebook from November 2018 until June 2019. So I will leave the link for that video down below if you haven't seen it already. And this Stalogy is just from July to December of this year. So I am gonna like take out obviously like the ollie clip and a few, like maybe if there's any page markers in there, but other than that, the thing I obviously love about, one of the things I love the most about using a notebook is that you end up using your products, because you kind of have to like stick them in, or like here I've taped it in. And I found that like when I was in a ring planner, I would just take out all my decorations and stuff, and so nothing kind of ever got used up in a sense. So this is kind of good. It forces you to use all your things. Yeah, and I don't have to take things out, I just keep it in there. So you'll see like lots of notes kind of interspersed between my planning. I think unless you're like watching my video for the very first time, you'll be familiar that that's kind of my planning style. I have a monthly, always like a monthly overview calendar, and then I go straight into like my dailies or notes or whatever. So every time I kind of film something, I do get asked, you know, where is this from, or where is that from, where did you get this from? Wherever possible, like in my videos, I do try and put like on the top left hand corner there, I do try and put names of shops, especially if I'm mentioning them, you know, like if I say this acetate's from here or this vellum's from there. But it's not always possible for me to link each shop individually down below, or like to respond to comments and, you know, like kind of find the link for you guys. As much as I would love to do that, you can imagine like even just, you know, in this planner itself, I've probably used more than 40 to 50 shops, you know, different products. I wish I could tag, you know, like link to every shop that I've used, but I just can't do that, unfortunately. And even when I have tried to do that in the past, people still want links to like the individual item, you know, like, oh, I can't find, you mentioned it's from this shop, but I can't find the sticker, can you find the exact link? Sometimes the things I use are like freebies from people's Facebook groups, or freebies that they've offered on their Instagram page that are either no longer available, or they don't always put their, like, you know, their shop name on there, so I might not necessarily remember where things are from. Also, I've linked, you know, products to Amazon, things I buy from Amazon, but obviously I am in the UK, so when I've done that, people have replied back saying, can you provide the link for Amazon Europe or Amazon, you know, USA? So you know, I am like a full-time mom. I homeschool my children, and I work as well full-time pretty much from home. And this like planning stuff is basically a hobby for me. So like I said, I wish I could sit and put links to everything that I use, or tag all the shops that I use. When I post pictures on Instagram, I will always tag, you know, where everything is from. So if there's something specific that you're looking for, that's probably your best bet. But I won't be able to do that, unfortunately, here on YouTube. I hope you guys understand. I'm not trying to, you know, like take business away from shops, or I'm not trying to offend anyone. It's just a lot of different shops and products that I use, and yeah, excuse me, I just cannot sit and tag all of them. So I just wanted to mention that quickly, because I do get asked, not just here on YouTube, but even over on Instagram, like, can you give the link for this? Can you give the link for that? And you know, of course I want to help you guys out, but I'm honestly like inundated with messages like that every day, and I can't really keep on top of them anymore. So as a general rule, I think please check like this box over here for names of shops, or you know, my Instagram pictures for tags. So yeah, that is that. So my planning style has kind of stayed the same throughout the year, in that I was using either a timed, you know, kind of column and then a to-do list column, and I was including little notes sometimes, but not always. On days that we didn't have much going on, I kind of just used a bit more, like a few more stickers. I do use lots of sticky notes all over my planners. I think, you know, if it's something I want to kind of move from page to page without having to rewrite stuff, that's generally when I do that. This is when I was traveling, so obviously I didn't have much planning to do, so I was just kind of journaling, not even journaling, just keeping a record of our trip, where we went, what we were doing. I think this is when, yeah, this is when me and my husband were on a road trip in Ireland. And I do like to keep a monthly overview so I can check the days off as we go. And once like a month is kind of over, I do tip in maybe like a postcard from my, whoops, sorry about that. I do tip in like a postcard from my travels or something like that. But I do that a bit later on, so it doesn't kind of, when I'm writing, it doesn't kind of annoy me. So yeah, that was Ireland. I do like to tip in lots of light vellum and acetate, and I love making my own, like cutting my own vinyls, either from like fonts that I've kind of used myself, or this is like lettering done, I think by Daksina. Then I was just trying out a few inserts for homeschool planning. I do always get asked why I use inserts and I don't just draw out the monthlies or whatever I need myself. I have tried it and it just looks really messy, so I prefer to just stick it in and then they all just look very neat, I guess. So sorry, I am trying to get through this quickly because yeah, it's quite a lot there. Sometimes I do like my menu planning on sticky notes as well. That one's from Muji. This is just a kind of vision board, dashboard thing that I made myself on Canva. Yeah, and that's October. So I love taking notes in my planner, and I do love using stickers as well. So this kind of excuse me, this method of like planning, I think is just really suits me a lot, because I can just make a long list, which I love to do, but then I also get to kind of incorporate a few stickers, you know, if and when I want to, because I do love stickers and I do own a lot of stickers. But I wouldn't, if I was to like have a sticker for every single thing that I needed to get done that day, I don't think that would lead to a very productive day for me. So I do always love to have just a running to-do list, and then I can put stickers around that and still function, still be like productive and get things done. So there again, I was trying, like, I do periodically like try a week per page, especially if I'm like tracking my you know, like medication or supplements or anything, and meal planning. Sometimes I do like my workout planning as well, but other times I am able to just fit it all like on a sticky note, and that way I don't have to take up a whole page for it. Actually on I don't do a lot of journaling in here, but I do like sometimes I will keep a few notes about you know, whatever's going on in our lives. And on New Year's Eve, I was just going through this planner and I was reading out some of the sorry, so here's like some printed WhatsApp conversations between me and my husband about my daughter that I wanted to memory keep. So that's quite nice to look back on if, you know, you want to incorporate a bit of memory keeping in your planner. But sorry, as I was saying, I was reading out some of the things that I'd written, like just a few of the notes that I had written throughout the year. And my husband and kids, they were just so, it was just such a nice thing to do. I guess because it was also like New Year's Eve, like the end of a year, and just kind of reading all the memories, and it just really encouraged me to do a little bit more of that in, you know, 2020, because that is what, you know, that's what I loved reading, like, you know, the highlights of our days that I do. Like I do a page of, I just flicked through it, but you know, the little kind of tidbits about our day here. We just had a really good laugh, and you know, my kids were like, oh god, I remember that. So I definitely am encouraged to do that more. This is when we were in India, and again we were traveling, so it wasn't so much planning, it was more just like writing down where we had gone, what we were doing, and I just highlighted all the main things, so I could just see exactly where we had gone or what we had done on that day. Some more of these monthly calendars. Oh, I think I'll take that out actually. And then we just did like our highlight of India. What was our highlight of India, and just stuck it on sticky notes there. I think that's probably like the only picture I tipped in. I don't really put photos in here because I do use chapbooks for our pictures. And then they just print like the booklet once it gets to 60 photos and send it to you. So I kind of use that. A few more notes, work stuff. Homeschool. So that's kind of it really. Here was just like a big massive brain dump list. Yeah, I've tried, like, I think in the last couple of months I tried to add a few more like memory keeping things, more than I probably have in the first Stalogy. But I did read the bullet journal method book in, I think it was June, and he talks, you know, about kind of keeping a record, just like small bullet point notes about our lives, and that's kind of what I've done. And I was thinking at the time, like, is that enough? Am I going to look back on this and wish I'd written more? But I have tried journaling. It's just not something I can do regularly. But writing, like, you know, a couple of lines about our day and no pressure to do it every single day, that I can definitely manage. So that is what I will continue doing. So yeah, that's just my highlight of the day, which I definitely will continue doing that for 2020. That was just when I used a weekly insert. And then here I changed it up a little bit and put the time daily on top and the to-do in the bottom. But again, the method kind of is the same. I need to just see a breakdown of my day and then have a list of things that I need to get done either that day or in the next few days, basically. That's kind of it. I'm sorry if this was a little bit rushed. I didn't want to spend like an hour flipping through this because I have done monthly flips of this planner other than December, so I just didn't want to repeat, like, you know, I know it's nice to look through somebody's, you know, like whole planner in one go, so that's why I'm doing this video, but I didn't want to kind of spend ages just for you guys to look through the same pages again. And that's kind of it. In the back, I've just got like a calendar for 2020 that I was doing pre-planning for. I had birthdays. I had this insert where I was writing down how many miles I was walking every day, because my goal was, well, since March, my goal was to do 5 miles every day. And I have been doing that every single day since there's December. And I'll continue doing that in January, well, for 2020 as well. I did think about increasing that maybe to 5.5 miles or 6 miles. But I'm going to kind of leave it as it is for now. Fitness, small fitness stuff, fitness, like gym tracker, my grocery list, house projects, more house projects, passwords, and then just various like notes, pen testing, homeschool stuff, note of kids' birthday money, things I wanted to buy in the Black Friday sale, notes like from Happy Mail. So just kind of random stuff that doesn't really have, you know, yeah, basically not anything that needs to go in order. A little drawing my daughter did for me, some recipes. So that's kind of it, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Like I said, I have done, you know, flips of every single month on Instagram, sorry, on YouTube already. So if you want like a bit more of a slower look at my pages, then probably your best bet would be to go through those videos. So I am kind of done with this Stalogy, and I will archive it next to book number 1, and I will definitely miss this book. It is like, you know, 6 months is a long time to spend with one notebook, and it holds like so many sweet and dear memories about my life and my kids and everything, and travels. But I am really happy to be in like just one, you know, well, 2 Stalogies, but like one kind of planning style for the whole year, because in terms of archiving it, it's just so easy, and I know everything is in one place. If I want to know, you know, what we were doing in any given month, I don't have to try and figure out if I was in like pocket rings or B6TN or, you know, and I'm not generally like a planner skipper. Like, I don't generally change planners. If like when I was in a pocket TN, I was in there for over a year. But obviously for me, looking through ring inserts, I just wasn't able to find anything. So that is that. I will go put that away, and I already have showed you guys a setup of my new Stalogy, which I have in this black Moterm cover from AliExpress right now, because it's got the 2 things that my Malden I wish had but doesn't, which is the big back pocket here for stuff, and also a massive pen loop. Like, it fits this Jetstream pen like with 3, you know, ink colors in it. That fits in there no problem. So I think for now I'm going to stay in here, but my Malden shall be back very soon, don't worry. And I will see you guys in my next video, which I'm not sure what it will be, but if you do have any requests, definitely drop them in the comments below. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will speak to you soon. Bye!